Thanks again for joining us. We're here to do the John Carter of Mars live actual play. This is the final episode of this four-part game that we've been playing. So I'll quickly introduce you to everyone here who you should know. But we have Lloyd.
Hello!
We have Charlie and Charlie's shirt.
Hello,
for those who were
hello.
in Twitch chat last week. We've got a brand new shirt for you today. And we have Aled.
Hi.
So we're back today for the final episode to see if our heroes here can uncover the true machinations behind the group known as the Mind Merchants of Mars. Just want to say a couple of things before we get started. First of all, thank you to Geek and Son, who have given us this wonderful table that we're playing on. It's gorgeous and it lights up and it's wonderful. And second of all, we still have the code running for 10% off of the core book and the core book slipcase set that comes with the campaign book. And that code is Lloyd.
Core Carter 2019.
There you go. So if you pop over to the web store and put that in when you check out and buying the core book or the core book slipcase, you'll get 10% off. So you can join us in the world of Barsoom and play along with your own group as well. So a quick recap from last week.
Yes, please.
After managing to disable the device that you found in the Zodanga warehouse, you helped your friends and your allies and the Heliumite dignitaries back to the Bant's Eye, the ship that belongs to an ally of yours, Zadon Malas. It was there you were confronted by Karth Val Ab over the death of his love, Isilra. You began a duel, Pathos, fighting him, while the rest of the crew, rest of his crew, took on your friends. Pardon me. You managed to outsmart him using his own rage against him as he ended up over the side of the ship, hanging on for dear life. As he was begging you, saying that they would bring her back, you swung your sword and cut him free from the side of the ship. Realizing your error, you tried your hardest to save him, but he still fell to his death. Beatrice, you managed to talk the rest of the crew into leaving, especially after they'd seen your display of throwing somebody off the side of the ship, and Hallis's wonderful expert swordplay. The only person who remained was a young Red Martian man who was in shock, looking over the side of the ship where Karth Val Ab had just fallen to his death. You managed to convince him to take you to Karth's quarters, where you proceeded to look for some kind of evidence for this group who had contacted Karth. And it was there that you found a letter saying that they would restore her, but he would still have to bid. And it gave you the address of a warehouse in Zodanga. Guessing that there was some kind of auction or selling going on of something to do with the machine that you found, and the alarm that perhaps your allies that you rescued, who are now en route to Helium, maybe aren't who they say they are, or at least aren't themselves. You are left with the dilemma of getting to the auction and finding it, and also what to do about the allies that are currently en route to Helium. So, before going to the auction house, which is ultimately, I think, what your goal was, is there anything that you want to do in preparation for that?
Well, most importantly, since apparently it's not a ball, and I've been told it several times, I would very much like to patch up Patho, because he is quite injured. He has had a long day. He's probably injured, so I'd like that scene where I have him half naked so I can wrap some bandages around him.
Okay. So any stress that you have will have been removed because it's a new scene. But you want to heal some of your injuries, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, I'm just going to grab that up in here so I can make sure I get this all right for you and for the lovely people at home. So, which injuries are you trying to heal? Because they all rely on different attributes to heal. So which afflictions have you got?
I've got an affliction on fear and injury. I think the fear one is probably the one to really get rid of because that's affecting my passion, which is one of my best stats. So I think that's, if I'm going to try and talk my way into something, I'm going to need that. So that would probably be the best one to go for.
Okay, so I imagine that Pathos right now is a little bit doubtful of what's going to be coming up, and you want to try and help him out of that rut that he's in. So this is going to be a daring and reason attribute test for you to help him. But I want you to tell me, how are you helping? What is it that you're actually doing to remove this fear that Pathos has?
So he's fairly injured, and I, of course, try to physically help. I'm not very good at helping injuries and stuff like that, but I can try and tie something up, make sure his wounds aren't bleeding, staunch them as I can. So I have him sitting down where we are. Before we go up, I'm wrapping his arms up in bandages and making sure he's nice and tight, hiding it, if I can, under any kind of clothing or anything he's got whatsoever, so it's not too obvious that he's that badly injured for other people to see. And I'm speaking to him, and I'm sort of boosting his confidence. So I'm going, I know what happened on that airship may not have been the best solution, but it was the best solution for that time, for that moment. Do not doubt yourself. You're a panther. I come from a world where men like you rule countries. Over here, you are as good as you say you are. And if there's anyone else I believe in, it has to be you.
Why am I the orator in this group?
I don't know, but also I have to do this, otherwise Helios will yell at me. He told me I had no choice but to make sure you feel better.
I would also like some encouraging words though, because that was quite sweet.
Well, I like your hair.
Imagine you've been skulking in the corner of this room. No one's really noticed you come in, and you're listening to this exchange.
Just a single tear.
You're trying to make Pathos feel better about this by binding his wounds. That kind of I've got your back kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so can you make me a daring and reason test, please? It's difficulty 2. Mm-hmm. And if you're successful, this will remove one of the afflictions on Pathos's fear.
May I spend some doom?
You may. How many dice would you
I'll
like?
go for 2. Let's make sure you're... I'm having 2 doom so you don't have to spend it later. I needed that doom. Oh my god. 1, 2, exactly.
2, okay. So you remove your affliction on your fear stress track. Have you got another affliction on that stress track? It's
no, just the one.
Just the one, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you do feel better. You get this really encouraging talk from Beatrice. You know, you feel like she's got your back, and she's bound your wounds and help with that. If you want to, you can spend 4 momentum and you can remove an affliction of a different type on Pathos, because especially since part of this was you binding the wounds as well.
But I don't have 4 momentum. What can I do?
You can spend some threat, Lloyd.
Can I? Let's do that.
Okay, so for threat, you can remove your injury affliction as well.
I helped.
It was a very rousing speech, so it makes sense that I am back to 100% ready to talk my way through anything.
Excellent. And that goes horribly wrong, we have Hallis to actually kill everyone in case it goes bad.
I'm actually also a bit mad at the moment. So
okay. I can't help everyone.
So tell me, how is Hallis feel? How is that affliction affecting Hallis?
I think he's a bit twitchy. I think it's sort of manifesting itself in paranoia. I think the reason he isn't trying to get it healed is because he wants to get ahead and he wants to go, and he's sort of worried about everything happening. I think he's sort of a bit anxious about, and these guys are just taking their time.
Hellos, could you?
I mean, you guys know this is like life or death for a lot of people here.
Yes,
and
we're not hurried, but we need a full team.
Yeah, okay.
We are a full team. We're 3 people. He's fine.
I will try and talk some sense into Hallis here. Look, we know what's going on now. At least we know what is going on. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to get in contact with Helium before Zadal Malice lands. Because once the Bansai lands, then we could be, unleashing hell on Lesser Helium. So we need to get a faster ship out there straight away. We do that. We go into the auction. We sort the whole thing out. And then there is no more to worry about.
I mean, all you've really done there is just tell me what I'm scared about, but repeating it in a different way.
But
which is
with
good.
a solution, Hallis.
Okay.
Would that solution make Hallis feel a bit better that there is a plan?
I think he'd feel a bit better the fact that he's already come up with a way to help with one of the things going wrong. So that's good.
In which case, roll me a difficulty 2 empathy and reason test.
Come on, make me feel better.
If you're successful, Hallis can remove one of the madness afflictions he has. Ooh. Is that the only affliction you have?
Only one madness.
Only one madness. You want to spend some threat?
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's do it.
Please don't fail. Hey!
We're good. That's 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
So you guys, you get point of momentum.
Cool.
Take a deep breath.
It does calm you. The fact that Pathos is sitting there going, this is the plan, we have a plan, and we're doing it, makes you feel like something is happening. So you are now, you've taken a moment, you're still in Cart's apartment right now, surrounded by silks and finery, and what preparations do you want to make in the lead up to this auction?
Split up.
We could.
But let's not.
But that's not.
We could never do that.
Yeah.
All right. Where can we commission a ship to be faster before we head to the ocean?
Quick thing. Hallis sliding on in here. I know some slightly hidden people, and I figure some of the best people to get a message quickly is my little family of spies who knows me. I figure if one of them can't get a message back from the boat, then, we'll see.
Sounds like a plan.
That sounds like a
Exactly.
plan.
So can I get in touch with them?
With your allies?
With my allies. Yes, so allies are fellow agents who know my identity.
I will say, particularly for the purposes of time and stuff like that, you absolutely can, because you have those allies. There's probably 2 or 3 people that you know in Zodanga that are involved in kind of some of the criminal underlife here, that you can easily get a message to and ask them to send somebody out to either catch up with the Banzai or to get a message to somebody who can.
Okay.
So as far as you know, I will say that is all happening. It's under control.
Okay. See, I'm good.
Can we, while Hallis does that, have a route around the room? I want to find something. I mean, if we're going to try and crash this auction, we're going to need a cover of some description, because they're not just going to let us in.
Maybe I can go as a beautiful princess.
Or my
there are a
servant.
lot of fine silks in here that you could drape yourself in if you wish, Beatrice.
I look great in red.
Okay. You deal with that. I will try and find something. I'm looking for a connection of Karth's, something like that we can actually, basically use his identity.
Make me a cunning and reason test.
Okay.
So it'll be difficulty. I'm going to say difficulty 2.
Okay. I'm going to spend my momentum on that one, because
Okay.
I'm probably going to need that.
Ooh.
Ooh, not bad, not bad. Cunning and reason, so that's 1, 2, 3 successes.
3 successes, so you gain that point of momentum back.
Cool.
You have a route around the room. There's a couple of papers that you can find that look like they're related to the gang activity.
Yep.
You also have the note that you found last time that was from the Mind Merchants, you presume, which perhaps you could use to get in under claims that you're here on his behalf, something like that.
Yep.
You do find a very ornately carved, it looks like the centerpiece for a harness, where the leather buckles would attach.
Yep.
That it looks personalised. It doesn't look like something that you would just buy or purchase. It looks like this would have been made for Karth,
Right.
which,
okay.
if you wanted to, you could take and wear.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
So you spend the time
Yeah.
taking your harness off,
Yep.
detaching the kind of like plain metal that you have in the centre, and reattaching this really beautiful like filigree one that you found in Karth's apartment. Beatrice, what are you doing while this is happening?
I am trying on different silks.
Trying on different silks.
Listen. I don't know much about this world, so I've got to help the best I can. And the silks that can help hide weapons, the better. So I need to find, for once, I can actually like something that covers my whole body and not just half of my body. So I'm looking forward to having a nice, long, hopefully a long silk dress and mistresses.
So you're probably not going to be able to find a dress as such, but you can wrap silks and using bits of the leather from your harness to make it sit like a dress.
Ooh.
So you can kind of do that, like draping it across the front and then tying it off. And I want you to make me a... I'm going to say this is going to be passion and reason.
Okay.
It's going to be...
Not passion and daring, because I'm trying a new style.
Passion and daring then. It's going to be... I'm going to say this is going to be... I'm going to let you have this as difficulty 0, because you can absolutely drape silks. It's not difficult. It's just how well do you manage to make this look? Like, how good does this look?
1, 2, 2.
2 successes.
2
So
successes.
it's 2 points of momentum, because it is a difficulty 0 test. You pass automatically.
Okay.
You make a decent job of it. You do find some red silk.
How much can I spend to make it better?
How much you spend to make it better?
Can I spend both?
Sure.
I want to look the best.
So you do find some this large quantity of red silk, and you do end up having to cut bits of it to the right length. But you manage to drape it over, so you've got a very kind of Deja Thoris, like plunging neckline, and it's tied around the waist with another sash of silk. And you manage to get it to sit with your harness, so it sits like a dress along the bottom. You're not sure how Barsoomian it looks, but you think this could be fashioned back on Earth, definitely.
Deal.
So you return to Karth's apartment to find Beatrice head to toe in this beautiful red silk.
You look stunning.
Thank you.
You probably come in from the other room, and I imagine Beatrice is having a lot of fun with this silk, looking at herself in a
Does
mirror.
my longsword look big in this?
Oh.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do before you leave to the auction?
I am going to quickly put on the clothes of nice, not tattered, but something that will make me look like a servant.
Okay.
Just anything there is.
Anyone's servant in particular, or
Someone, just a house servant.
just a house
Just a
servant?
genuine blending into the crowd.
Can I go through a plan with you, maybe? I was thinking we approach them. I'm a representative on Karth's behalf, which is why I'm wearing his harness seal.
Can't we make you look like Karth?
That's a good point, because you've got...
Can't we make me
disguise
look like
skills.
Karth? Because I'm very good at fitting in where I'm not supposed to fit in.
Okay. You've got to do the
I mean,
talking.
you've been a great orator so far, but...
You are still dressed as a Red Martian. You've still got the skin dye on.
Okay, well,
So-
Okay,
good to
you want to
go.
go as Karth himself, then?
Let's go as Karth himself.
And then you
Okay.
look like our third.
Is this using you've got your disguise?
It's my
kit,
disguise
right?
kit, yes.
Bear
Yes.
in mind, they may have heard that Karth is dead.
Well,
That is a strong possibility. You were told that
Grossly
it would have to be
exaggerated.
reported.
Yeah, because the guy did go and report it.
It's still the same day. It's worth the risk.
Okay.
to be fair, we just saw him fall off an 8-story thing. He might have survived.
Rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. It's one of those lines that we never get to say in real life. So let's enjoy what we can.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
I will swap harnesses with you.
Go for it.
Okay, you take the time to swap harnesses. I will say that you've seen Karth up close enough that you can try and replicate it. You're not quite as stout-faced as he is, but you can kind of mimic that with contouring and stuff like that. So just roll me a reason cunning test, please. This is gonna be,
cunning.
You're going to
this
do
is going to be
contouring?
difficulty. I'm going to say
Amazing.
difficulty 4. If you pass, I'll say that you, unless you're under really close inspection, no one's going to really question who you
You
are.
are getting 3 points of threat.
Yeah!
Can I donate some momentum to this?
Do you know what? I will say yes, because you are helping.
You're getting 2
It's
points of
not
threat.
normally how that works, but I will say for this, you can share a little bit of momentum here.
I believe in you.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, cunning and reason. That is. Oh, actually, okay. No, that's fine. That's 5 successes.
5 successes.
Yeah.
So you get a
I
point of
look
momentum.
good. Perfect.
Yeah, you look pretty good as Karth. There are a few little detail inconsistencies, but you figure that that can probably be overlooked as long as you're not talking to anyone for too long of an extended time. But in terms of looking, absolutely.
Okay, so keep me at a distance. Good. So you go forward, be the servant, talk our way in, and we'll just look pretty in the background.
Okay.
I'm very good at looking pretty.
Let's
I will throw you out this building.
go.
Okay.
Come on.
Let's do it.
Ready?
You've got the word out to one of your friends.
Oh yeah, it's all underway.
That's all in hand.
So you make your way to the auction house. Beatrice, you get a few weird looks as you walk through the streets, but you are clearly Earthborn, and therefore the few people that do see you kind of overlook it. You find yourself maybe an hour later wandering through dizzying back streets of Zodanga until you spot a very grubby looking dilapidated warehouse. Standing at the top of the ramp that leads into it are 2 red Martian guards.
Cool. I will walk up looking nervously back at Alice.
Attend me.
And I will say to the guards, my master, Carthalab, demands entry. Or would like entry, or demands. I'll roll that one back.
The guards kind of perk up and they look at each other. Carthalab, you say?
Yes. Do you not see him?
They turn to look at you. Someone just pass me over a couple of dice.
You can have the green ones.
Awesome. They're my favourite colour. Let's see. Oh, we'd heard reports that you were dead, but...
Say the line. Say the line.
I know. Hearsay is
I'm not.
hearsay.
Oh, no!
That was my moment.
As you can clearly see, these are lies manufactured by our enemies to sow mistrust within our ranks.
They look suspicious, but they kind of nod. They look at each other. There's like a glance of like, we're doing this, right? Yeah. And they're like, straight through there. You know your way around?
Well, yeah, I would require a guide for my Earthborn friend.
Any friend of Karth's is welcome here. Please.
Is that the line? I swear it's every friend is a friend of... never mind.
So you head into this, what is quite poorly lit warehouse. The windows have been boarded over. There is some large braziers of open flame, but they're very sparse and few in between. So it gives this whole room this very kind of dingy, almost dungeon-like glow. As you come in through that door, you see a few other people enter in behind you in the next few minutes. And then those doors are closed. And the two guards wait on the inside by them, and it's this kind of large open hall. There's a few other people here. There what looks to be some kind of almost stage-like area that's been erected. And also guarding by the door is a 10-legged creature that's got this huge maw to it. That's currently just kind of lazily sitting and watching what's going on. You recognise this as a callet. There are a few other guards in the room that you can spot. Not nearly as many as you thought there would be. But everyone kind of shuffles forward to this front area in front of this kind of staging. And there's an anticipation in the room. There's just this kind of waiting for something to happen.
I think we push to the front.
You're the
Leaving you
leader.
behind. You stay behind. Be a good servant. Fetch us wine. We'll go to the front.
I will do Hallis's normal thing and sort of hang back, and I'm watching the other entrances into the room because I want to kind of see where the people sort of come in from, and then maybe it's a chance to sneak in there.
You only see one other entrance to this bit of the warehouse,
Okay.
and it's behind where this kind of staging area is. There's another set of doors.
Yep.
And as you make your way to the front, you haven't quite reached there yet, but somebody steps through from them.
Right.
There is an Okar woman who steps through and up, and she's wearing these very, very grand furs that look like Zitadar fur. Sorry, Zitadar, Orlok fur. So it's kind of this black colour. There's some like spiny bits that look like they've come off of a creature somewhere. And she makes her way to the front of this staging. You just reach there as she hits the front. She announces, "The auction should begin in a moment. Everyone here has been briefed on how this works. You will place your bids in silence. If you are successful, we will lead you through to collect what is yours. Anyone who decides that bearing swords or arms in this room is a good idea will be asked to leave." And it's a very loaded phrase. You get the feeling that there is a very different meaning to leave other than being chucked out the door. And she pulls out some paper. She says, "First on the order of auction, the memories of Isalia." And she looks expectantly out into the crowd and she catches your eye.
I raise my hand.
She notes something down.
Okay.
Anybody else? Isalia was a gang captain, has a vast number of contacts, and she begins to list off vague information that sound like things that only a Salia could have known. And another person raises their hand.
I instantly raise mine again.
You raise yours again. Somebody else raises theirs.
It's just going to keep happening.
Okay. This goes on for a couple of minutes until there have maybe been 10 or 12 people, aside from yourself, who have raised their hands. But you win out the bid. Says, congratulations. Please, proceed back through the doors there. You'll be escorted to collect what is yours.
Thank you.
I just realized something. What was our plan?
I don't think we made one.
Oh! Oh! Okay.
Attend me.
I want to see what else.
Okay. Don't attend me.
So you are led
Yeah.
up onto this staging and back out the doors that she came through, where you are met by 2 Red Martian guards.
Mhm.
They walk you through this corridor and take a left into a room. And we're going to come back to that in a minute.
Okay, promising.
She comes up and she starts talking about another person who's listed by name, whose name you don't recognise. There are less bids on this. There's maybe only 3 or 4 people. Somebody else wins this out, and they are also taken through round into the back. Then she says, the next one up is going for a much higher value price. These are not mere memories and secrets, my friends. We offer you an insider, an au revoir of the Helium Navy, programmed to answer to a trigger word, putting her into your service, is Captain Zador Malas. 4 or 5 hands instantly go up.
I'll sort of move my way back to where Beatrice is standing, and
Yeah.
I can't really raise my hand because I look like a
I
circus.
know. I'm going to wait till the bid starts to go down a little, and then I'll lift my hands.
It doesn't, it's just hand up.
There's a hand up with a hand. As long as mine is the
Until it
last one
gets
up.
between 2 people.
At which point, I'll lean back and I'll lift my hand up.
We have... And you are?
I believe I am bidding in place of Sir Kath.
Interesting. Make me a cunning, I'm going to say empathy test here.
Well, it could be worse. Let's give you one more doom.
1 more point threat for me.
Can't be that bad. Oh my. That's cunning, right?
Cunning.
And empathy. Yeah, that's 1 success.
1 success.
1.
She looks suspicious.
I will interject and say, of course, this is.
I'm not here.
Sorry, no, I'm
Okay.
pointing at Beatrice. This is Cathalab's Earthborn friend, the man at the door. He can testify to this for you.
In which case, congratulations, you have bid in his favour. We will add it to Cart's list of products bought today. And she continues on. She lists off another few people over the next few minutes. Back over to you. So you are led into this room, and it's bare and empty except for a strange-looking chair in the centre that has one of the cages that went over the cranium of the people that you saw in the warehouse is sat suspended on the back of this chair. One of the guards says, please take a seat, and when the bidding is finished, you'll be able to retrieve anything that you wish to buy.
Right, my good friend. Explain this to me again. So the memories go into me?
Do you not know how this works?
Well, obviously I know how this
Surely you've
works.
received the correspondence.
I have read your letters, but understandably there's a lot of ciphering going on.
Indeed. Well, I suppose you would like to see Azalea then.
I would very much like
I will
to.
bring her to you. And he leaves, and he returns a few minutes later with a red Martian woman who looks nothing like Azalea in the slightest. She's taller. The hair is a lot shorter. But she looks at you and says, Karth?
Azalea, it's me.
I don't understand. I was... What?
Just, it'll be okay. We'll get through this.
I'd like you to make me a cunning... and whatever other tribute you want.
Reason
if you want to.
I definitely want to.
I'm going to spend...
oh good, all that threat.
I'm going to buy 2 extra dice.
It's good.
This is going to see if she can see through you, because she knows Karth very well.
So does this count as fitting in, convincing others I belong?
Yes.
Perfect. So I guess dice. I will give you another point of threat.
Another point of threat.
Roll
Okay.
4 each.
I believe in you.
I don't.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, I beat
You
that.
nailed that.
That is 6 successes.
Oh, you've beat my 4 successes.
Okay.
She takes a moment and puts her hands to your face, and she's looking into your eyes for this recognition. And for a moment, you worry she's going to see past it, but then she relaxes, and she sits down with you in this room. Is there anything else you wish to do?
Honestly, I'm a bit stunted for what to do. I planned to come back here with everyone and start a fight, and now I'm on my own, and I'm a little bit worried. Why didn't we make a plan?
I don't know why we didn't make a plan.
You were too busy getting dressed.
I'm sorry.
But she begins talking.
You're the plan.
I sent the message off. That was my plan.
She's like, it's incredible what they can do. They explain the process to me. I met them. The machine is incredible. I hadn't seen it in person before. Only the ones that they've given us. But the 3 minds hooked up to it. They're able to manipulate all of the information. It's really incredible.
So, tell me more about it. I'm so interested in it. Please keep going.
She begins to tell you that this is where the main device that she's been hooking up to from her warehouses is stored. She starts talking about these 3, what she calls merchants, who are connected to this machine and somehow manipulates this data or these memories and these secrets. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it sounds about right for what you've seen previously.
Yeah.
Jumping back into the auction house, what are you doing at the moment while all of these names are being listed off, people are bidding?
I'm sort of tugging on with Beatrice because we need to get back there.
All right, let's get back there.
Yeah. There's presumably a guard by the door to the back.
There it is, yes.
Yeah.
Do you want a distraction?
Sorry?
I can get you if you want a distraction.
We need you to come with us.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Just 1, 2. I said
I'll just talk my way through. I mean, we're just going to serve on our master. It's fine.
that's probably fair. Let's do
We're
that.
done with the bidding.
Yes.
As you have this discussion, the Okar woman reads off another name. She says, this one here is for Jat Orr, personal guard to Deja Thoris of Helium. Again, keyed to a trigger word in order to activate service, which will be given to you upon receipt of your purchase.
I sit back down. We can't let that go.
All those in bidding, please. And half the room puts their hands up.
Sure.
And this goes back and forth and back and forth between all of these people. Occasionally people drop out. And there's no mention of how much is being bid or what's being bid here. It seems that everybody is on some level of understanding. And it goes back and forth. Higher and higher. You bid. And you go back and forth on this for the next few minutes until it's just you and one other person. It's a firstborn gentleman who is standing quite far at the back, quite kind of arms crossed. And as you've been observing him, he has been staring down anybody else who has bid in the last few minutes. The last few hands, he has stood back waiting, watching them, and you've watched as the hands have gone down.
I don't know much about bidding, but I do know about bullying.
You bid again. He gives you a death stare and bids.
I look in and I'll do this.
You're trying to intimidate him into not bidding.
Yeah, no, I'm there. I'll put both my hands up like, I dare you.
You see him laugh to himself. And he looks over at the Okar woman and just does this. And then he looks back at you. smiles again and raises his hand.
I'll just stop punching him already. We're so done.
I can't just punch a random person.
You're probably not
He's
gonna win the
clearly
bid.
trying to intimidate you into not bidding, like he has been with everybody else.
It's not my money.
You just keep bidding?
I just keep. I will stop at some point. I think at this point we'll blow our cover if I keep going.
Okay, in which case, let's roll on a post test then. This is going to be your passion and reason versus his might and cunning. So, do you want to buy any dice? Because I'm going to buy a dice.
Because I think this guy's going to win. I can't. I'm bidding with money I don't know I have.
You don't even know if you're bidding with money.
I'm bidding with, so I'm just going to stop at this point and just let him have it. Okay, apparently, no, I'm not. I got 4 successes.
Oh, you beat me by 1.
So good.
As you keep doing your kind of two-handed raise and like not caring, he has a moment where he looks at you, he goes to bid, you put 2 hands up, and he leans back against the pillar that he's on. And the O'Connell then looks at him and says, "Are you quite sure?" And he just looks away with a look of kind of disgust and annoyance. I see Carth Val Ab is quite interested in our stock today.
I lean towards you and whisper in your ear and tell them that this will be worth more in my market than theirs.
Really?
Do it!
This will be worth more in our market than yours.
More names continue to be listed off. I don't pause and eat too for long.
We will get up and I'll be like...
Yeah, and walk around to the back and say we are to rejoin our master. Please lead us through.
God looks at both of you, but you have been bidding and no one's really questioning you. I will escort you. He takes you down into this room. And you're led into the same room that Carth is in. The door is opened. You step in. You see Hallis, dressed as Carth, talking to this red Martian woman with very kind of short hair, who turns around and looks and says, "You."
Yeah, problem.
I pause and I
She
go...
draws her sword.
I will intercept her, if I can.
What are you doing?
If she's drawing a sword...
Can I just can I just grab her arm and just with her sword arm and just put it back down? Just no.
Okay, I'm going to make you 2 roll on a post test.
Yeah.
You've gone to hit her. And
I'm really sorry, I'll just knock her the heck out.
I will turn to the guard, because the guard's presumably just outside.
They let you in and they leave.
Oh, they left. Right, okay, that's fine.
So I need you to make me a might daring test versus Hallis's cunning daring.
I'm not going to buy any dice.
Neither am I. Flat out.
Flat out, let's
This
do
is
it.
just to see who reacts first.
Oh.
Sure, okay. Yeah, that's 4 successes.
That's 1.
I'll take my momentum.
You
Thank you
go
very
to
much.
stay her hand and she shakes you off with far more strength than you imagine. She draws a sword and I'd like you to roll to hit her, please.
Alright, I will
So she-
spend 1 point of momentum.
I am going to spend a point of threat
Please
to
don't
get an
knock
extra
her out.
dice.
I'm totally going to knock her out.
Please don't. We really need to know. What
I know, but I don't, she's got a sword! I'll spend 1 momentum on that instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
6 successes.
Yes,
okay,
please.
so you're going to get 4 points of momentum. It was
Thank you
difficult
very
to 2. Yeah, you hit her. Can you roll? I'm going to say for this, it's going to be 1 challenge dice because it's just your fists.
And I want to
Because
knock
you've
her.
got a really high might score, I will give you an extra challenge dice.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3.
3. Okay.
I'm really sorry. But my
I'm just
instinct...
going to punch her through the wall.
I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to knock her out in the most gentlest way possible. I'll
With
roll
your
that.
Knock
fist.
her out. Knock her down.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
3 effects, but I guess I don't do anything because it's a punch.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
You hit her. It knocks her to the floor. She's not unconscious. She's currently scrambling around, trying to holding her face, trying to get up. It's like,
Are you alright?
sword still out. What are you doing here? Carth, what's the meaning of this?
I'm just going to get in between them. Okay, no, wait. Okay, we can explain everything. Just we are trying to help. We need to know where the merchants are. They are coming. It's all a scam. They are going to try and terminate you. Now they've moved your memories. You know too much. They are going to try and get rid of you. I'm here to help.
Make me a cunning empathy test, please.
Take all of these momentum.
It's gonna be difficulty 3.
That's fine.
And I am gonna buy an
Is
extra
it less
dice.
because I punched her out?
No.
Oh.
Ah, yes, that's
It'll
very
be more
convincing.
difficult for her. It's difficulty 2 for her instead of difficulty 1.
Oh, you're on fire!
Oh, yeah. That is 7 successes.
7 successes.
7 successes.
4 points of momentum for you. I didn't roll any successes.
Oh.
She looks shocked. She's like, terminate me those. They're down the corridor. They're in the hall. Come out of here, carry on straight down. The secondary warehouse. That's where they are. All 3 of them hooked up to that machine.
I'm going to say, come with us, and I'm going to give her back the pistol I stole from her.
The pistol that you stole from her after she was dead.
I found this. Oh, God, I didn't think through.
Sure you want to do that?
I put it back in my pocket after this.
Okay.
Nice voice in my mind told me how much of an idiot move that was.
No, you go down there. I'll take out the perimeter guards.
Good plan. I'll see you after this is done.
Everyone involved with these people will pay.
She's a bit intense, isn't she?
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay.
She slips out of the room, leaving the 3 of you alone. You have managed to convince her that somehow you have allied yourselves.
Who was that?
I have no idea. No,
You get an idea of who it is.
I know who it is, yeah. I explain the whole thing to them. I explain about the merchants. I explain about the central machine. I explain about it all.
So wait, who was she before then?
The girl that we accidentally killed with a...
No, I mean,
tree.
who's the person she is now? Whose body is she?
I didn't ask.
My guess is that she was payment.
Oh. Right, we're going to sort this out.
Yep.
Um,
We need to go take out. What we should have asked her is if taking these guys out is actually going to finish the whole thing. And are there any other subsidiary branches like her warehouse that's still open? We still need to know
we
that.
take out the central one. We stop the whole thing.
Yeah,
Cut the head of the snake.
There's only 3 of us. We can come up with an army later. For now, we do what we can.
okay, cool.
What are you doing?
I say we storm it. We've been so
Round the
subtle
corner.
and so talking.
Go forward. You know what? I am all about
I know
storming
you are.
it.
Storm it.
Just
Can we
rush
at least
it.
try and just talk our way in?
Okay,
so we
fine. You
get
can
a
have
little
one.
bit-
I'll give you one chance to talk your way in. If you fail, I am jumping in there
Okay,
and I'm
fine,
throwing
fine,
people
fine,
out
fine.
windows.
Yeah,
I draw both my
kick the
weapons.
door in with someone
You
else's foot.
draw both your weapons.
Wait, don't.
You look out into the corridor. The guards aren't here. There is a small hint of a smattering of blood against the wall opposite you.
Oh, she's good.
You exit the room and go down the corridor in the direction you were told, and you come to a large set of big warehouse doors. Pulling them apart, Beatrice, just as you open it, you catch the kind of glittering light of a prism. Remind you of what you saw in the previous warehouse. There is a long steel tube that rises up almost to the height of the room, and within it is this large crystal-like prism that is reflecting. And you can see that there are 3 smaller, chair-like setups, like the one in the room that you were in. And in each one sits an Okar Martian, each with this kind of cranium fixture on the top of the head, and all of the cables and wires coming from it are pulsing with this white light. And it's not regular, but it's like there's bits coming towards and bits leaving, and it's all into this central machine. And you can see there are 2 others in the back who also sat there, eyes closed, with this. And there are tubes that lead out. They're drilled through the walls, what you imagine is into these other rooms where these chairs are placed. What do you want to do? There doesn't seem to be anybody in here at the moment.
This is too easy. Is this too easy for everyone else? I mean, we could just go smash it.
Maybe we just got lucky.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe we just stop it, and then it's about getting out.
All right. Do we turn it off manually, or do we turn it off?
Do you know how to turn it off manually?
Well, I guess that plan is. I stroll into the room with the confidence of someone who is definitely not about to walk into a trap.
None of the Okar Martians in this setup open their eyes or even seem to acknowledge your presence here.
I'm really uncomfortable.
Just keep going.
I walk straight to the machine.
You walk up to the machine.
Eeny, meeny, screw it.
You start ripping stuff out.
Just rip stuff out. What I don't know what I need to do is to stop this thing from happening.
Okay, you take the first handful.
Mhm.
Make me a might daring test, please.
Ooh. Ooh. 2 successes and a complication.
Okay. Could you pass me a handful of those lovely green challenge dice, please?
Yeah, sure, here you go. So I need that. Everything's fine. Everything's great.
Everything's fine. So
Everything's
you
fantastic, I
rip
just
the
thought-
cables out
Yes.
and you take 5 points of stress. As you do, the front panel explodes in your face, knocking you backwards, burning into the silk that you're currently wearing. I'm sorry, the silk dress can last, Lloyd. You can buy more silk, it's okay. Everything still seems to be functioning as normal.
Alright. New plan. We need to shut this thing down without it exploding.
Well, last time we just took the people out of the headsets, and we know how to do that, so maybe we should try that. Take one each.
Take
them
one
all
each.
out at the same time, restrain them.
Hope for the best. Alright, let's give it a shot.
We can
Okay.
interrogate them, make sure that, everything else, how we shut the whole thing down.
Okay, in which case this is going to be a reason, I'm going to say reason cunning test to remove one of them. It's going to be difficulty 2 because you've done it before. Who is making this test?
Should we do
One
one
each?
each at the same time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, in which
Just like
case,
a
somebody
yellow.
lead the test and then the other 2 can assist.
Alright.
I will lead the test.
I think you will lead
I
the
will
test.
lead the
test.
Okay, I'm going to spend 3 bucks on my
In which case, if you're doing them all at once, the difficulty is going to go up a bit and I'll spend some threat for that. So it's going to go up to difficulty 4.
all of these. Thank you.
Yeah.
54.
We just
okay.
add one each to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 each to help, yeah.
I don't help at all.
Oh, I'm so good today.
I don't help either.
I get 8 successes.
8 successes.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case, take 4 points of momentum for yourself.
Just get them all back.
You unhook all 3 of these Okar Martians. And as soon as they're unhooked, the eyes open. And it's kind of like a blank stare.
Hello? Hello? Hey? Hi. Hello?
They all speak in unison. Do you know who we are?
I'm going to guess you're the mind merchants.
Do you know what we know?
No,
Mostly everything?
but doesn't really matter now. We're taking you away from here.
Please, take us.
This is way too
This
easy.
is weird. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
How do we destroy the machine?
You can't.
Is it because without you the machine won't work?
You start hearing footsteps.
Running out of time.
Come with us.
Yeah, pick one up.
Are there any other exits from the room?
Not in this room.
Alright then. Looks like we just have to go to the front door.
Yeah.
Oh. Is there anything I can grab that's fairly heavy so I can charge the door with it to hit immediately with one, like a battering
Not
ram?
really in here, no.
Can I make one? By pulling something off?
You can grab a big piece of paneling and metal, but it's going to be more like a shield than it is.
That's fine.
That's kinda cool.
I'm ramming speed. I'm gonna pull that panel off, put my arm on it, go like so. When the people arrive at the door, I'm going to charge them like that.
Okay.
Are the Okar, the mind merchants, able to walk, or do they need carrying?
They don't seem to get up out of their chairs.
Okay.
Can we drag them out of them?
You can. You drag them out, pick them up, they stand.
Mhm.
There's something, it's like they're not there. Something about the way that they react to you being here is like they expected it.
So they're just sort of standing quite placidly. Okay. I'm gonna stand
More
them all.
footsteps.
Gonna stand them all next to each other and just pull out the pistol and just start twizzling it around. I'm not aiming it at them. That would be bad.
I'll shepherd the mind merchants then.
So, this is the plan. I'm going to charge those people. I'm going to try and knock as many of them out of the way as physically possible. You grab the mind merchants and you run.
Should we
I will
sue
come
who
in.
they are before you charge at them with a big
Whoever
metal?
they are, they're going to be bad.
Doors are pulled open.
Here we go!
The Okar woman steps into the room and says, "Our final lot for the day.
Oh no.
I present to you Karth Val Ab, his earthborn friend, and his servant. I present to you one of the wealthiest gang outfit captains in Zodanga for his rank. How much will you bid?"
Are you charging or?
I look over you
Hands
like...
start going up.
Yeah. Because behind her is like everyone from the auction.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? Screw it! I'm going to charge.
You're gonna charge.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to try
Daring
charging.
a mic for me, please.
Yeah!
There's quite a lot of people here, so if you want to try and get past them all, I'm going to say this is going to be difficulty 4, and I'm going to spend a point of threat to make it difficulty 5.
No problem.
As Beatrice is charging, I'm grabbing 2 of the Okar by the hands and dragging them with me, running after in your wake.
I spend all my momentum for this, so... Oh, dice gods, don't fail me now. Dice gods, you kind of helped a little. I'll give you that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. You get 1 point momentum. You barrel through. She manages to get out of the way, but you take down several people and make it into the corridor just beyond.
Mm-hmm.
I am following you, running with 2 of the guys.
Oh, I got the other one. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. They are not easy to drag along.
Okay.
They don't run. They've got no sense of any urgency here.
I poke on them with a spiky thing, see if he moves a bit faster.
Oh.
I poke him harder.
I mean, at that point, you are just stabbing.
No, delicately though.
You make it through as you start running down along this corridor, and right at the end, waiting for you, are the 2 guards from the main door.
Oh, come on.
As you try to run past them.
No.
Amateurs, who's got the lowest daring out of the 3 of you?
Not me.
Me.
You.
I'm not a fast boy.
There is a rush of air past you as something tries to clamp down on you. Could you roll to defend for me, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is going to have to be with daring and cunning, because you are just legging it out.
Okay. I believe in you. I'm going to give myself a lot of momentum because I don't believe in me.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Well, good news. That's a lot of ones.
So that is 6 successes and a complication.
6 successes and a complication. Okay.
That's a lot
You
of ones.
succeed in defending, as right in front of you that snapped at you is this carrot, the one that you saw by the door. The complication, however, is you run straight into it, letting go of one of the mind merchants and barreling into this creature and tumbling over onto the floor. Who is going next?
Oh no. Guys, I've got one.
Let's try it. I'm going to shout at the guards. Your mistress needs your assistance. There is one of the auction participants tried to kill the merchant. She's told us to get them out of here. Quick, go help her. There's a fight broken out.
Okay.
And I want to try and
I'm
convince
just
them.
gonna pass you all the dice. I'm not saying this is going to be hard,
Are
but...
you buying some dice for some threat?
Okay, sure. I'm going to buy all the dice.
Okay.
So, can I use Passionate Orator on that one?
You can.
Yeah.
This is going to be... I'm going to spend some threat, because you're running out with the mind merchants. This is going to be difficulty 4 to convince them. And they're going to try and see through that as well.
Easy.
Passion and Cunning. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Easy?
Speaking.
I can re-roll. Yeah, no, I need this to be a success. Yeah, so I've got 4 so far. No, sorry. I have 3 so far. Okay, awesome. That makes 6.
6 successes, okay.
Yeah.
2 points of momentum for you there.
Cool.
This one
That's nice.
guard, he looks suspicious, darts past you, running back into the room. As you can now hear footsteps coming from that direction. And you can hear this Okar woman screaming out, "Why are you back here? They've got them. We can't complete the auction without them, and I want Karth Valab alive."
While I'm doing that, it's back to you.
Are we outside? Or are we still?
No, you're just coming on to where that staging bit is.
Get them out of here. I'm gonna try and hold the doors closed. Hold the doors closed from everyone else to come out.
Okay.
It's worth a shot. Give you guys some time to run.
Bear in mind, there's the Calip there.
Oh yeah, snap! Forgot about that.
There's still one other guard.
Maybe you want to grab the other Okar and drag him along with me.
I could football kick the Khaled out the window.
I mean, the Calip's pretty big.
I could still try football kicking it out the window. I don't want to leave him on his own. But the
All
Khaled
windows
I'll
here
be
have
fine.
been covered.
at least.
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
All right, then I'll literally pick up the Okar and start running.
Okay, you start running. It's now their turn.
Oh, maybe I won't be fine.
I did warn you.
It's right, the Calip's already had its turn.
I was going to say, I'm just keep running, by the way.
The
while I'm
other
checking.
guard
Yeah.
is going to go for you because you've run straight into this Calip. So if you want to roll to defend, he draws a radiant pistol.
It was a pistol.
He does.
Okay.
And that will be 3 successes for this guard.
Okay, right. Let's spend my last 2 points of momentum.
I believe in you.
Just gonna try rolling out the way at the right time, seeing what he's doing.
You are on fire.
You really are.
That's
Charlie's got your luck today.
6 successes. You stay away from
It's
my
a shirt.
dice.
It's a shirt.
It is. 6 successes.
6 successes. Okay.
So good at rolling.
So it would have been difficulty 2, so you get 4 points of momentum.
Awesome.
Yeah, you manage to push out of the way with this guard as he goes to shoot off a blast. If you want to, you can spend 3 points of momentum to counter-strike.
Yeah, I will. And I'm going to shoot him back because I haven't got to use my pistol yet.
Okay, go ahead. He does still get to defend. I'm going to spend a point of threat to get an extra dice.
I will spend this and give you 2 extra points of threat.
Okay. So he's got 2 successes.
It's not gonna help him.
I mean, it's only 6 successes and a complication.
6 and a complication. Okay, take your 4 points of momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to roll for the radium pistol. This was the one that Silver had, right?
Yes.
Roll 3 challenge dice for me, please.
3 challenge dice?
Yes.
We'll get some more. Thank you, I don't want those ones.
Should think of them.
Okay, that's 3 damage and 2 effect things.
3 damage and 2 effects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You fire off this blast, and these are radium bullets. And there is just enough light in this room for the radium to go off. So not only is he hit by this ballistic shot, but the radium actually explodes. So this has the explosive quality. So it inflicts an additional 1 damage to fear and injury stress attackers. However, you are at near range, so I'm going to spend a point of threat. I need you to roll me a difficulty 2 daring and cunning test to evade the blast.
Oh, no, I'm going to blow myself
As it
up.
explodes.
Okay, keep throwing
Could
momentum.
you not die?
I'm fine.
Oh man, you're good. I keep forgetting your dice today.
I know. That is, what was it, daring and cunning?
Yep.
13. That is only 5 successes.
5 successes. Wow.
Seriously.
3 points of momentum for you. Don't forget you have
Thank
got
you.
momentum cap, so make sure you're not over it.
Oh no, I'm spending all of them every turn.
She is going to come into the room and she says something to the Calip, which immediately perks up. A few of the other guards are following behind her, but they're not quite close enough to get to you with their swords. So it's background to you guys. All you've got to do is make it out of here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ish.
Should have really called for backup. Like maybe an airship or something.
How does luck work?
Luck works. You spend it. You can give yourself critical success, or you can use it to introduce something to the story. Bigger introductions might cost you more luck points. How many have you got left?
I have 0 because I used mine to.
I don't think I used mine up yet because I was rolling so hot last week.
I think you've used 1.
I've used one.
I think you used one, but we got one back.
We got one back.
We got Ross in the A.
Yeah.
I want to spend my luck for backup.
What kind of backup?
I don't know what counts as backup. What would count as backup? What makes sense in this situation right now?
The only thing I can think is if Hallis had asked his friends to come and pick us up when he was sending his friends.
See, pick us up seems cool, but is there a Gatling gun in this world?
No, you have radiant cannons on airships though.
Can we have radiant cannons shooting at the entrances or coming out from them covering us as we leave?
If you spend 2 points of luck,
Oh, I only have one.
you have 1, you can spend it collectively if you've got it.
I have one, but I remember I'm behind you, so that's basically going to be blasting at me.
I'll be fine. Just dodge it.
Yeah, sure, fine, I can dodge.
2 points of luck. Okay.
Yes.
As you are making it out with these Okar Martians, the side of this building explodes as bits of glass from the windows come shattering through and bits of marble scatter across the floor. And out through the gap that's been blasted in it, you see the Bandit's eye.
They never left.
Maybe Zador is back to her normal self and with her memories because we took the mind merchants out.
Maybe my friends just stole the ship.
Maybe your friends just stole the ship.
That's a really quick way to get them back.
Who knows?
Either way, keep running.
Okay, so you can see the Bandit's eye off in the distance having fired a radiant cannon, and it's scattered across, causing half of the people in here either to be knocked to the floor, unconscious, or to shrink back into that corridor. What are you doing?
Keep running down.
Running.
Yeah.
Go! I'll get him.
So fast.
I'm going back to get what's called to get.
Okay, so you keep running.
Yeah, dragging.
You keep
the
running. You
merchants.
force the doors open out the front, and you just where are you running to? Anywhere in particular, or just running?
Where is the band's eye?
Over round on the east side of this, from where you are for this building.
Is there anywhere that it can come down and dock, or do I need to get higher up if I want to get on board?
You would have to either get higher up, or they would have to drop something down for you to basically make it higher up.
We need to get higher up.
Get thrown by an incredibly strong Earthborn.
That's for you, not for me.
Right, okay. I am going to. Is there something across the street, a scaffold, or
you
a
can run
stairway?
and head towards the tallest building that you can see.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you do that. Are you with one of the mind merchants?
I've got 2 of them with me. I think I'm dragging because you put down 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably carrying 1 and dragging 2. I'm trying to.
I imagine
drag
you've got
them
like
along.
1 under the arm,
Yeah.
1 that you're dragging along.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Beatrice?
I have to
Callus
go-
is still kind of half pinned under this callet, which is kind of perked up now, snarling.
I'll look at this one. You're not going to move if I leave you here, right?
No answer.
I'll take as a yes, and I have to leave him and go get Hal. I can't leave him behind.
Okay.
Oh, you
You go to grab Hallis, and what are you doing with Hallis? I'm not going to make you roll to get to him. You can absolutely get there.
I'll throw him out the front door. Get him there faster. I'll throw him towards the mine merchants.
You're yeeting me.
I'll yeet you towards the mine merchants, and I'll say, "Go! I'll make my way there myself."
I would like you to roll 2 challenge dice for me, please.
Okay. You just hope I roll really badly.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I'm okay with that. That's good. That's a
It
great
could be
roll.
worse.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
You take 2 points of injury stress.
Mm-hmm.
You take an additional 2 points of fear stress. As in this confusing situation, you are grabbed by something that throws you out of the door.
Yeah, okay,
Grab the
that's
mine merchant on the way!
Beatrice, the callet is now going to go for you.
Oh, hey, what's up?
As you're standing in the way, and I'm going to spend 2 points of threat for 2 extra dice, so
Oh,
you can
boy.
defend.
I'll spend 1. Callet, please don't hit me. Be a good boy.
It's 3 points of success.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Okay, so you do win that contest, and that will be 3 points of momentum for you. As the callet snaps at you, and you manage to leap yourself backwards out of the way, you do still have the guards to deal with. There's one who's going to set off a radium blast at you.
Oh no.
And that is 2 points of success. Do you want to defend?
Yeah, I will. Spend my momentum.
Okay.
Oh my good lord. So many people to get shot at.
If only you didn't throw your backup out the door.
Well, you would have been shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it 7, 2, 4? Is that? Oh,
Yes.
it's under your mic. Under your mic, isn't it? 5. Okay. So it's another 2 points of momentum for you.
I'll take what I can get.
The shot misses as you leap out of the way again. She starts commanding people to run after you. What are you going to do in your final moments? As you've got the last mind merchant, the last one that knows the information for the trigger words.
Oh, he needs to go.
The last one who knows all of the secrets that have been stored.
I'm going to look at the lady in the face and go, this isn't over between us. I hope you know this. I'm going to run for that mind merchant. I'm going to grab him and I'm going to leap. And if I can leap to the top of a building, I'm going to do it.
Are you trying to go out of that
Hole,
hole?
yes. I believe I can do it using momentum.
You've got a talent for this, haven't you?
Yes, leaps and bounds. I may close one way category automatically, ignoring any obstacles.
Okay.
And I can spend 1 momentum to move an additional range. How far can 4 momentum get me?
I will say it's still going to be a test to try and grab him and do this in time.
I'll give it to you.
But I will, with the 4 momentum, I'll happily let you leap well clear of the building. But this is it. This is the final moment. If you don't get him out,
It's screwed.
yeah,
I'll give you.
you're soon going to be overwhelmed.
I'll give you 2 doom.
Okay, 2
2 threat. 2 threat. Must have been a name.
That's right. They're all called different things.
No, I'll say it. Oh, come on, dice, don't fail me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Just make it. It's
You
not
guys
even
doubt
that you
me?
run.
No.
You describe to me how you do this, because I'm imagining there's like bounding leaps and... You tell me, how do you grab this last mind map?
So, as I'm talking to this woman, I take a step back. I look her in the eye so I remember her face for next time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like turning my back to the enemy, but I do so. I leap towards the man. I grab him. It looks like I'm going for the door. I'm holding by the hands. I skid to a stop. I pull him closer. I wrap him in one arm. Sorry, I didn't see that. I wrap him in one arm. I brace myself. I crouch low. I look at the window, which is at this moment
It's now just a hole in the wall.
hole in the wall, and for dramatic purposes, it's right above everyone else. And I leap, like full-on Superman leap, holding him tightly like that through the hole and into the night sky.
As you leap, a radiant cannon blast comes down past you into the warehouse, causing more marble and dust to go up. And both of you can see this from outside as you're tumbling, running towards this airship. Is the sight of Beatrice in tattered red silks, leaping upwards before you come down for a very harsh fall that you catch yourself with. You manage to make it on the Bant's Eye, followed out by the small forces that are left, as your airship backup has decimated a large portion of this warehouse. You can start seeing Zodangan guards starting to eventually, from where you are, make their way through the streets, having seen this apparent airship attack. As you get back aboard the Bant's Eye, all 3 mind merchants are alive. There's still no conversation. They're just kind of, it's like they're lost in thought. But the 3 people who know the secrets and the trigger words are now in essentially Helium's possession, as you are honorary dignitaries. And the mind machine that seemingly was to stealing people's secrets presumably can no longer be used. All 5 Helium dignitaries were alive. You managed to save them all. Zador Malas greets you with a very weary expression and says, "Can we go back to Helium now?"
Yes, please.
She starts calling out orders. You make it back to Helium. You present the 3 mind merchants to Mors Kajak and Tardos Mors, the Jed and Jedak of Greater and Lesser Helium, respectively, who congratulates you for your efforts. The mind merchants are taken away by some of Helium's top scientists to discover what it is they know and how their technology works. Forces are sent to Zodanga to destroy the machine and any of its counterparts in its entirety, but the Okar woman is never found. This changes the face of Barsoom as Zodanga is taken over and by Helium even more aggressively in order to ensure this never happens again. There are parades, there are festivals in your name for this. You are given actual dignitary status within Helium. Beatrice, you bring the sport of football to Barsoom.
Excuse me, I think it's called soccer.
Soccer.
Thank you.
Soccer.
I'm American.
To Barsoom. And you have, at least for now, saved Barsoom from the Mind Merchants of Mars. That is the end of our session. I hope you enjoyed that.
Good times.
You guys did so well. I didn't anticipate you doing as well as you did, because I was like, oh, you've got past that bit.
Well, it was either charged
You're rolling these dice.
Yes.
We're
It's
just
going to be a
amazing
lot
dice.
trickier for you to do all of that, and then you just started rolling really well. So, but yeah, you finally got to the bottom of it, of this terrible plot to take over people's minds and plant spies, and that Carfal Ab, probably from the moment after talking to you, was put as a target by the Mind Merchants. And you only helped play into their plan for a bit by killing off his love. That's why oaths are important.
Yes.
I really hope that everyone at home, we really hope everyone at home has enjoyed watching this 4-part series of the game that we've been running. It's been really fun to run it. I hope you guys have had fun playing it.
Yeah.
So when's part 5?
Part 5, this is the last episode.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I've had real fun playing this. Thank you so much for being great players and, you know, entertaining the madness that I've created for you to run around in. Thank you so much for watching, people that have been here from the beginning. Maybe you're just tuning into this one, in which case you can go back to the Modiphius YouTube and you can watch all of these from the very beginning as well. Again, thank you to Geek and Son for this great table, which is great for rolling dice on and all of the space we need to play. There is a code for 10% off the John Carter core book and the core book slipcase that comes with the Phantoms of Mars campaign if you like strange mind-ready stuff going on. And that code is Lloyd.
Core Carter 2019, and it'll run until Friday.
Yeah, there you go. So head over to the Modiphius web store to pick that up. And hopefully we will see you all again at some point in the future to do maybe some more John Carter, maybe another game, but fingers crossed. Yeah. And maybe some more of Charlie's shirt.
Maybe less of
The
Charlie's
real
shirt.
star of the show. Hey.
Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully...
That was a bit grim, really.
Enjoy the rest of your days.
But hopefully we will see you all soon back on the Modiphius Twitch channel. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.